Even though I already showed it in the first course module, it's really important that you understand how databases, collections, and documents are related. In a MongoDB world, you have one or more databases on your database server, and each database can hold one or more collections. A collection would be a table in a SQL database. Now, in that collection, you have these documents, multiple documents per collection. And the documents are really the data pieces you're storing in your database. Now, important, when working with MongoDB, you will see in this module already that the databases, the collections, and the documents are all automatically created for you. They are created implicitly when you start working with them, when you start storing data. That is really convenient. Later in the course, we'll also learn a way of explicitly creating new collections, which allows you to configure them a bit further. But this is a cool feature which makes getting started super simple. Now, this is the core concept you always should keep in mind, and the relation between databases, collections, and documents you always should keep in mind. And now with that out of the way, let's actually bring up that Mongo server again, connect to it through our shell, and again see how we can store data in there and which kind of data that is. I'm back in the terminal, and I now again want to start my MongoDB server. Here on Mac, I'll do this with sudo mongod. And make sure you watch the installation videos in the first course module to get this up and running on Windows or Mac OS or Linux. So with that command, I'm prompted to enter my password. And with this entered, it will start up my MongoDB server using the WiredTiger storage engine. Now, this is the server up and running, and you need to keep this process running. So don't close this window, don't quit this process yet. As you can see, it's now waiting for new connections on port 27017. By the way, if you wanted to use a different port or you're facing issues with this one, you can use a different port. And now I did quit the server by hitting Ctrl and C. You can use a different port by specifying -- port when starting up the server, and then you can, for example, choose 27018 as a port. And now you see it would be listening on that. So that's just a tiny piece of information which can be useful in case you're using that default port for something else. So with that up and running, let's keep that up and running and open a new additional window in the terminal. And in there, you can now run Mongo without a D at the end to use the Mongo shell and automatically connect to the up and running server. Now here, however, I get a connect failed. And that happened because by default, it tries to reach the server on port 27017, which is obviously not the port I'm running on. So I can connect by using Mongo -- port and then using that port where my server is running. And now you see this did connect successfully. With that, we did connect again. Now you can run CLS in here and hit enter to clear the window. I'm still in the shell here, and if I scroll up, I see all the old output. CLS just clears the window. And now we can start running commands again and work with our database.